what it came supposed to be.
Excuse me, miss. I was in the waiting room when you gave your testimony. And what I realized is that we have an enemy in common. While you were being called to the office again, I was being put out the only home I've ever known. While you were shaking with anxiety and fear over something no one ever wants to hear, I was shaking in dread. Because we all know what happens to little girls that have no home and no one to claim them. I think our souls passed each other by. See, my soul left me a long time ago in a dingy motel room, ripped away by brutal force. It fled, unable to find its way back home.
Historical people, who would you want in your seat and why?
Wow. I guess because I'm different. You know, I'm not really starstruck. And so it would be hard to really pinpoint anybody in particular. First person that just came to my mind, you know, I mean, if I had an opportunity to cut Denzel, you know, I would.
That's a good one.
I'd do that.
That would be a dope conversation.
Exactly.
How important is diversity in your work, considering you grew up in a bilingual, bicultural home?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important. I think at this point, just in society, there's just so much diversity. You know, whether it be in language, whether it be in your upbringing, whether it be, you know, in whatever that is. And so I think growing up in, you know, a bilingual household as well as really a bicultural, despite the fact that, you know, my parents are you know, both of Hispanic descent, but growing up in two different cultures of, you know, very traditional values in the home and very different, and sometimes similar values, right, outside of the home, but in different ways, right?
Yeah.
And so
he tests those whom he loves. I pray he continues to love me till my death. I pray he continues testing me and testing me and testing me until I have no questions left. Until I can ingest knowledge and choke on lies and spit out truth with every breath. But you see, until love for what he loves and hate for what he hates is the only thing that's left within my chest. I know that I will constantly fight to love what's right because I was created with a heart that sits slightly to the left. But I'm okay with that. Because I always knew and always know that he knows exactly what is best. You see, he knew that it would only be a matter of time before I would open my eyes and finally realize that I needed to look deep down inside and pull out the divide so that my heart and my mind would collide and learn to work together.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Forest Hill and Everman family? This is your host with the most, Willie Beam, and we are back for another fire episode. This is Ordinary Conversations, man, with extraordinary people. Now, y'all know those been rocking with us back in October when we started this podcast. If we don't do music, we don't do it right. So we gotta continue our guests, man, when it comes to the music industry. Those who are musicians, those who are artists. So, it's been an amazing journey. Keep rocking with us. 6962 Forest Hill Drive in the beautiful city of Forest Hill, Texas. Now, we got an exciting group of people for you guys. But before we get to that, let me give y'all a solid intro of who they are. Starting with, the leader of the group, born in Glen Rose, Texas, raised in Granbury and Fort Worth, Texas, musical vocalist for 25 years, founder of the TEJANO HEAT BAND, partnered and performed with various groups, blended style of includes Tex-Mex, Tejano country, conjunto. Did I say that right?
Pretty close, conjunto.
Conjunto.
There you go.
Okay.
You
I was
got it.
learning.
Hey, that's good, though. That's good. Hey, E for effort. You got it.
Yeah. And rock and roll, man. Online community, ladies and gents, y'all give a warm welcome to Mr. Robert Rodriguez and the Tejano Heat Band.
Thank you. Very much. Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. How y'all doing, man? How was the New Year's? What did y'all do?
New Year's was good. We kind of laid low this time, so we're just trying to get everything ready to go.
Yeah, stayed home, watched movies, went to bed about 9:30.
It's early.
No,
I totally agree. Getting to it, in the bio, you mentioned finding your interest for Tejano music, listening to the radio. Mm-hmm. Can you recall some of the songs that influenced your creativity and your style?
Back when I was younger, my sisters were older. That was back when they had the albums available. They used to listen to, they're actually very musical icons now in the Tejano industry. Little Joe and Mr. Ruben Ramos.
Okay.
So Little Joe was really an inspiration because he always, my mother was good friends with him, his mother. And he was always giving me the quote, if that's what you want to do, let's pursue it. And he also was big about it because he said, don't sing it unless it comes from the heart.
I agree with that.
Don't sing it just to sing it with your hands in your pocket or just because you want the lyrics or the fame. Sing it and make sure it comes from here.
Yeah.
And if you see some of his videos, you can see, even he's 84, 85 years old.
Wow.
And he's still belting it out as if he was the age he started in his teens and 20s.
Wow.
So,
wow, 84 still rocking.
They're still, him and Ruben Ramos, they're both still playing. And they're in the 80s.
Yeah,
Wow.
Older gentlemen, but they're still, like I said, they're icons, and that's who I grew up listening to.
Wow, that's amazing. Any input on that, Miss Nicole? Mr.
I was born in '80s, so I kind of grew up more in the late '80s/90s, and of course, not albums, but CDs and cassettes that I grew up with. So I'm giving away my age here. But yeah, like some of the ones that I kind of grew up, were Sonido de los Dinos, Emilio Navarra, Grupo Rio. Moving on, Jay Perez, and now here we are in the future. We got AJ Castillo. Puts on a show, can't cuss. Trying to keep it clean. There's a lot of musical influences, within our industry. But then, of course, I grew up in the country, so I kind of branched out. I listened to country, heavy metal, rock, thrash metal, Tejano, cumbia, tropical, merengue, reggaeton. I just love music.
Love music. Wow, that's amazing.
And it's the same with me. Like for Robert, I had influences myself. In that industry, it's male dominated. So for women, now it's a little bit different. But back then, when I was younger, it was mostly male.
Wow.
So I had some influences, in the 80s, would be like Laura Canales. She passed away, but she was like one of my big influences where I would say, Daddy, I want to be a singer. You know, when I grow up, I want to be a singer. Well, learn, you know, because I didn't know Spanish. I still really don't know Spanish, but I would sing it, you know. And the influences, though, because it's my culture.
Yeah.
And then I would just be the same. I want to be like her. Well, learn Spanish. You know, why? You know, I want to sing. And then I laugh because, you know, growing up in the 90s, though, because then, like, you know, he had just mentioned with Selena, you know, she was a very big influence as well.
Yeah. So what do you, I guess the question for you, what do you feel like the women are now when it comes to the music industry?
It's a lot different. I see a lot of up and coming women, a lot of, it just seems like since then, there's been more women. So especially now in the
A lot more?
thousands. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I can name a lot more
Yeah,
than
because you
what I
got
now.
Levi and Shelly just retired, but she's been
Yes.
around since Selena. And
Yes.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's good. I guess this is a question for all of y'all. Did any of y'all come from a family of musicians when it comes to you guys' family?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but was it drums? Was it instruments that you guys learned? Was it
For
just
my family, my great grandma played accordion, and we had about 3 of them that played accordion. We have a lot of singers on my mom's side of the family. On my dad's side, they're all DJs.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, nah, can't leave out the DJs, man. I think
No.
DJs play a critical role.
They do.
Yeah, when it comes to music. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Going back to you, Mr. Robert, share with us your experience being part of the band, the Front Porch Conjunto, if I said that right.
Yeah, you did. You got it.
Naomi was training me up the other day.
Yeah, it goes way back. It's, you know, just wanted to pursue it a little farther and say, hey, you know what, I really want to get my feet wet. Playing with a well-known band.
Yeah.
And Leo Signs and Carlos Signs, they have a big band, and but Leo gave me my start just by bringing me up and basically just put you on the spot, which he really, it's a learning experience, and then you also know you can learn your mistakes. And once I got started with that, it was wow, you know, and playing with him, more playing. So I actually met Derek.
Wow.
He was also helping out with the Front Porch Conjunto too.
Wow.
So, and then once we got that, one thing led to another,
Wow.
and we were playing, you know, almost every weekend.
Wow.
It was enjoyable. You know, I was got to give my props. Leo's a very talented musician, so
Right.
give him my props for guiding me in a certain way. So.
Yeah. So you and Derek been on each other for a
Oh,
long time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, back when, like I said, I started with them, playing a little bit of some music. Derek would sit in on the drums
Wow.
and play.
That's dope. How long you been playing drums, man?
I've been at it since I was 9, and I just turned. I'll be 45 this year.
Wow. That's a long time. That's something I wanted to learn, but I don't know if I got the face.
Like I tell all the kids, like, you know, when they come up to me, because, you know, like I said, I've been in this industry for over 20 years. You know, I've met my share of people, but the kids is the ones that I really focus on.
Yeah.
Mainly because, you know, they come to me, oh my God, you're awesome, and can I have your sticks? Where did you learn, and how did you learn? I said, well, I was sat down, said, here's a CD, listen to the music and play. So basically, I'm basically self-taught, but you know, with the kids, I tell them, I say, you got a heartbeat, right? Yeah, follow your heart.
I love it.
Okay, now that you got all that, you can do anything you want as a musician, and you can do anything you want as a drummer as long as you've got.
I like that.
Because technically, the drummer, which of course I've had to learn over the past, I'd say 10, 15 years, the drummer is the heartbeat of the band. And without that solid beat, without that solid, you know, tempo and rhythm, you're lost.
Wow. Did you have any other mentor drummers, I guess, in your...
Well, when I first started, it was my father that actually sat me down. It was at a gig that he had with his band back in the day. And we were doing a Easter Sunday kind of gig, I guess, at a park.
Okay.
And I was playing around with the other kids, and I guess I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. So he said, "Here, sit down. You hear that music right there? Here's 2 sticks. I want you to learn how to play." So I had no idea what I'm doing. So he said, "You do this, you do this, and you do this, and you just you go with it. Your tempo, your rhythm, you just go with it. You follow. They follow you. You follow them." So after that, I just kind of, you know, went into it on my own. And a lot of times people ask me, well, do you practice? I said, no, not really. I said, I practice in my mind. I could be sitting there at work and I've just got this beat in my head and I'm just like, okay, I can do this on my toms, do this on my cymbals, do this on my snare. Okay, that comes out right. Well, how am I going to play this song with me and Robert do it this weekend? Okay, I can do it this way, this way. And before you know it, I'm on stage. It's like, did I just do that? Did I just pull that off?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Wow. Well, that's dope. That's amazing. For you, Robert, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received from another musician or mentor?
Going back to the beginning, when I first met Little Joe, and it's always stuck in my head since then, is don't play for the money. Play because you love to play. Play it from the heart. If you're going to sing, sing it from the heart, because the song will be no good. Anybody can sing a song.
No,
It's how you sing it.
Yeah, it's how you sing it. I agree.
And sing it from the heart as you were in that spot and moment of the song.
Where, I like that. I like that. I guess this can be a question for all three of y'all. How important is collaboration in regard to making sure that every band member knows their role?
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah,
Practice.
practice, and communication. Communication in the studio, the practice, and the stage is key.
Yes.
Like especially like with me as a drummer, you know, the bass player could look at me and do like this, and that means slow down, or speed up, or not so loud, or not so much, or you know, the singer could give the singer one at a time, second verse, first verse.
Right.
You know, we're going into the next song. And it's to me, it's mainly all about communication.
Communication, yeah.
What is it that what is it that you're bringing to the table? Okay, you're jazzy and you're this, you like a lot of R&B. Oh, we can incorporate that. Oh, you're more into rock and heavy metal. We can probably incorporate that. It's like a big pot of stew.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah,
wanna
like a
throw-
melting pot.
Yeah, it's like a melting pot or a big pot of stew. You just throw in all your little ingredients, little salt, little pepper, little paprika, whatever, and you just you work together to get your own sound. You work together to please the crowd and give them what they want.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Miss Nicole, what's your?
Yeah, I agree.
You
Yes,
agree?
I have to agree with exactly what Derek just said. It's the way I like to practice is I like to practice the way I'm going to perform.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, that's important. Me too. I can also attest to that. Not in the music industry, but I'm more on the dance side. Yeah, I grew up dancing, doing dance choreography, performing on different stages, different programs, and so I definitely can agree with that, man. Because it definitely will reflect if you don't put in the work
That's
behind the
right.
scenes.
Yes.
It'll show, and people will be looking and like, okay,
What's going on?
what's going on? Exactly.
I paid to see who?
That's good. I guess this can be a follow-up question for all y'all. What's one of the most memorable moments you've had while performing live?
Oh, jeez.
The most memorable would be seeing people dance to what you're playing, seeing the people enjoying and dancing and having a good time and smiling, and actually having them, they line up at the front of the stage or they come up and shake your hand, and it all reflects when you finish playing because you basically know what the crowd's going to be like when you first start.
Yeah.
You know, if you give them that song and they're on the dance floor, it's all worth the hard work because without the people, the band's nothing. The band is nothing, and it's heartwarming because everybody will meet you afterwards. When you know you're doing a good job, they know you're doing a good job, and greet you and want to meet you. And hey, can you take a picture? That's what it's all about is having that fan base.
Yeah.
I'd say my biggest memorable moment, something that just hit me real hard. It was my first time to play in Monterrey, Mexico. When you go to Monterrey, it's a whole different thing, because Monterrey is like the New York City of Mexico.
Oh.
It's about the fashion, the music,
Yeah.
the shoes, and the everybody's got their own little thing going on in
That's
their
true.
own countries, their own cities, whatever. But yeah, playing in La Fe Music Hall, which is where a lot of famous Tejano singers have sang and have actually recorded live albums at. We were given the opportunity to play, and the biggest memory I have is with the band I was with. They had already recorded the album before I joined their band, but just playing to 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people, and then bringing the music down for the number one hit they had down there for 13 weeks, and just bringing it down and just listening to the entire crowd sing that song with you. It brings chills. It's like, whoa, this is it's electricity. It's adrenaline. It's like, whoa, it's a moment that you will never forget.
And mine would just be that first performance, because I'll never forget. I did it. You know, this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I did it, and it felt great.
How did the people react once you got done?
Oh man, it was awesome. I got a video of it. I sang "Happy Birthday" to my daddy in Spanish, and I have so many hoots and hollers and cheers, and that's a good memory. I'll never forget that one.
Going back to what y'all mentioned, especially you, making sure that if the people aren't involved, then it does no good. I remember when we had the concert last year. You guys were playing, man. It was amazing. Me and Michael and other teammates and friends are all on the floor dancing, because no matter what it is, I love music. Yes. So it could be anything. I'm on the dance floor, right. So I'm not really picky on what it is. But if it's gonna bring some vibes, if it's gonna allow me to get on the dance floor, then hey, I'm with it, man. So then the people are definitely important. Explain to us the meaning of Tejano music and how it came about.
Tejano music goes way, way, way back. Again, Little Joe, other acts back in the day, takes you back in the day when the Hispanics would work out in the field, and they would just want something to relax you.
Yeah.
So Tejano music was more basically your accordion, kind of like, it's almost favorable to German music with the accordion, and then they put in their lyrics for, basically as country music. You put in lyrics of things that have happened in their lives, build a song on what they've seen happen in life. So it goes, like I said, it goes way, way back to those days, probably the 20s, 30s.
From the education my uncle gave me, because he's big on music, is that it actually started with the conjunto music back in the early 1900s, when a lot of Germans were escaping Germany to come to Mexico to escape Germany. And of course, what did they bring with them? The accordion. Then, of course, you've got the Spaniards that are in Mexico that have the Spanish guitar, creating another guitar called el bajo sexto, which is basically a 10-string guitar. It's thicker in certain areas, thinner in other areas. It just has its own sound. So then that was born as the original conjunto. Then they brought in, the stand-up bass. Then they brought in, everything else. Then it evolved, like Robert was saying, it evolved from there, where it ended up being where you wanted to incorporate more of like the mariachi with it. So you bring in the big horn section. Then you bring in some strings, and then here comes the next step in the next generation. So you don't have the horns and the strings. Now you have synthesizers and keyboards now. So it's like I said, it has a long history, but it's just one of those things. Like I'd say with any music, it evolves. You change this, you tweak this, you add this, you remove this, and trust. I love our industry only because I love to have fun with it, and I have fun with it.
Yeah. Like you mentioned earlier, if I ain't having fun,
you
don't want to do it.
Exactly.
No, I definitely agree with that. I guess staying on the point of instruments, do you all play other instruments outside of drums, or do you play instruments?
I'm learning how to play the guitar, the bajo sexto. That's what I really want to try to play. To add a little spice to the band. I don't want to be up there playing it all the time singing, but just to add a little song here and there, it would be good. But yeah, I'm on the verge of trying to learn how to play that better.
Okay. You Miss Nicole? You play any instruments? Or?
In school, my mom and dad made me learn violin, and from there, I learned keys and notes. So I started playing a little keyboard.
Wow.
But it's something I want to pick back up.
The keyboard? Okay. What about the violin? You still play it? Or
I don't. No, I would like to. I actually want to learn something different.
Okay.
Different maybe a different string, cello. I don't know. That's just interesting to me.
Yeah,
So.
I love that. I love that. It's crazy you mentioning because back in October when we first started the podcast, we had a lady named Trelise who actually plays violin, and yeah, she was a beast, man. That's Michael. That's his favorite, man.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good. Can you share a story about a time you felt completely connected to a song you were singing?
Yes, we were playing a Valentine's dance at the Pan American in Fort Worth, and it was sold out. I mean, there was just no seats left, nothing. Again, going back to Little Joe, they call it the Hispanic National Anthem. It's called Las Nubes, which is the clouds. And at that venue, it's a little mixed crowd. You get the older with the younger, the youngest. And as soon as we hit that song, we probably played the verse, repeated it probably 3 times because that dance floor was just packed. And you could see people, like Derek was saying, singing the words to it. We knocked it down just a hair. I said, and always try to bring the crowd because that's what the job of a singer is to draw the crowd in.
Yeah, I agree.
And I would tell them, okay, I want to hear you guys sing it, and you put the mic out, just kind of, and then people started crowding towards the stage, and it was just beautiful hearing them know the lyrics and play, and then just sing the song, play with us, because and Derek knows, you got to be a little show band, but bring the people in, and then you got to let them be involved in what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree. Any other input before
I have the same, mostly, so this, I've sang Tejano, but I started in the church.
Wow.
So I'm saying every Sunday at church. So I can name numerous gospel or Christian songs, almost like he said, same thing, where people just come up to the altar, and you're just so into it, and you're praising, you're worshiping, and almost every Christian song has a story, a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And it just hit me. And honestly, out of all the music, that's probably my favorite to sing is Christian and gospel.
Wow. Yeah, I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this interview. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Mr. Robert, knowing that you've been a vocalist for 25 years, how do you take care of your voice, especially when performing regularly or recording?
You just have to not overpower yourself. Sing it in tone where your voice, you don't have to strain your voice, and people can tell if you're straining your voice because you're really trying to. You don't have to be loud because the mics do it for you if you have a good sound engineer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then me, myself, I usually have allergies real bad, and if you can attest, I'm even there. I'm panicking. I'm like, start losing my voice. So got a little remedy. You put a little lemon juice, some honey, and or if not, just straight lemons, and kind of soothe your throat for that evening, and just don't play as powerful, but let the mic do the job. Just work your voice.
Yeah, I agree with. Did you have any, vocal training throughout your career, or was it mainly just self-taught?
Basically, it was just self-taught. Again, going back to the front porch conjunto, he really did point out if, hey, you're coming in too soon, or you're sharp, or you're flat, and kind of taught me, like I said, Leo did teach me, on that, how to work your voice to be in tune with the band, because you can definitely tell if you're out, or one or the other as musicians, because we look at each other and we're like, did you hear that? Nobody else can catch it out there, but us as musicians, we're like, he was a little flat, he came in late, he's sharp, he's too fast. But nobody out there, they're having a good time, unless you're musically really inclined, then they'll know. But yeah, just try to work your voice, not as hard.
Right, I got you. Now I know you two sing. Do you sing as well outside of the drum?
I used to try and do backup for my previous band, and of course we tried to record a third voice, but unfortunately, we had to cut it; just wasn't coming out right. But every now and then, I'll hook up, one of my cordless mics, and I'll harmonize, with Robert.
Okay.
If the other guys either are able to or are kind of scared, of singing, sometimes I'll jump in on the backup and harmonize whenever I can.
Okay. I like
As long
that.
as I don't hit the mic with my stick.
No, we don't want that. I guess a follow-up question for all of you. What do you find most rewarding about connecting with an audience through your voice?
Connecting with them is to see that smile and acknowledgement. Hey, I'm here to see this band because every band usually has their followers,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not every band's the same. Everybody plays different styles.
I agree with that.
Some of them play the same music, but
Yeah.
it's all different
Mm.
because you have different musicians that have different habits, different singers who have different pitches or singing different chords. And to see that crowd follow you and just give you that big smile and acknowledge you, and they're waiting for you when you get off stage just to say hello
Yeah.
or take a picture. You know, we played that Peach Festival last year in Weatherford. And it was 100-something degrees, wasn't it, there? We were sweating.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we were headlining the
Hope
show.
there was a lot of water.
There was a lot of water, but it was so hot, and but it was the humidity. It wasn't really the heat; it was humidity. It was so bad, and but nothing stopped these people from smiling, dancing on concrete, hot concrete. At that, they were,
goodness.
and it was all different types of races, which was beautiful to see.
Yeah, the diversity.
Every race was out there, and it was that's a beautiful sight. And then so when we came off, we were tired, we were beat, and so many people were lined up right there at the bottom of the stage just to say hello and to take a picture. So,
Oh yeah, Miss Nicole.
Yeah, I'm gonna reflect on that day. I was actually in the crowd that day, and I had like Caucasian family. Hey, this band is awesome. They're so good. And even for me as a wife to hear somebody say that about my husband and his band was like, oh wow, because they never heard this type of music.
Wow.
And they were gonna leave, and then Robert started singing an English song actually, and then they stayed, and then they just sit there and they listened to the cumbia. And I could see this guy just kind of like, and then, and of course it was me and the rest of the wives, and, we were just kind of laughing, where he even asked for a card at the end of the show. And I thought, oh, that's cool, because yes, there was that connection. Here's somebody who don't even listen to, Spanish or knows it or listens to Tejano, and he's asking. So my husband made that connection, with them, or not just my husband, but the whole band, that music. So, if you love music, I guess you love, all kinds of music, but yeah, so they made that connection, and it was kind of awesome to see that.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. How many members are part of the band?
So far, this new band,
Yeah, the new band.
we got 4 or 5 or 6,
it'll be
It'll be 6.
6.
total of 6.
Yeah.
Total 6.
Okay, okay. Can you share any funny or expected moments that have happened during a live performance? You the funny guy, so I know.
Where do I start?
I'm pretty sure you have a bunch.
I mean, like I said, with the history that I've had with all my bands, and even with Robert, some of the funniest things would be, after a gig, we're dog tired, but yet here we are, splitting a bucket of beer, and we're still singing at the end of the night. And we're still singing at the end of the night. Dude, y'all just got played, are you not done? No, we still got beer. We're and there's times, where things, funny happen on stage. I had an instance where we were playing up in Indiana with my other band, and my cymbal fell because I hit it that hard. So my whole stand fell, and my bajo player's sitting there playing, and then all of a sudden you hear tack, tack, and then nothing, and he's like, the cymbal cut the cable.
Oh my
And we
goodness,
didn't realize he's just sitting there.
that's funny.
So the sound like, he cut the cable.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny things that can happen, in a band. You've got, especially if you got, a lot of guys that are married in the band, that you share a lot of stories about your wife, or I'm like, don't let her see me smoking a cigarette, or don't let her see me drinking a beer. What, honey? I can't leave yet. We've got, we got a line of people that want autographs. It's time to go.
That sounds like my wife.
We got
Yeah.
church tomorrow. Sorry guys, I can't play. I gotta go inside.
Oh my goodness. How did y'all recover from that though? In that moment.
I'm gonna say I don't know up to the fifth. No, it's we like in that moment with the guitar, it wasn't that hard. We had a good sound team that was there. They just replaced the chord real quick. Even though it took them a whole song to figure it out. But I mean, yeah, when things like that happen, I mean, you get angry at first, but then you look back at like the old YouTube video, and you're like, oh my god, that was hilarious. That was fun. My cymbal actually cut a cable. Was it that sharp? Well, I hit it that hard.
Wow. What about y'all?
Well, I'm telling on myself now. Like last year when we played at the Central Market. Yeah. Man, we had the crowd pumped. Everything was going good. Everything was going great. And usually when I go into the crowd while they're dancing. So I jumped off the stage, and then come back up, and the lights aren't working. Well, I stepped on the cords to the lights.
Oh wow!
And then I was like, and they were actually my lights.
Wow!
And they were on the ground. They're just rattling. And I was like, why are they off? So it was our last song, and I was, good night, God bless you. And we're tearing down, and oh man, there's no end to it. I just broke my own lights. But it's the funny moments, and then when we know up there on stage, one of our guys makes a mistake. We had one time. He accidentally hit the wrong chord, and you look over at your drummer, your sax player, you're like, it's not obvious, but you look around and you're like, and everybody starts laughing on stage. They were like, probably thinking, what are these guys laughing at? Yeah. You're laughing because, like I said, we're the only ones that pick up the mistakes, and we don't get mad. We just fix it, but we laugh about it.
Yeah,
we laugh about it and move on. And we're like, did you know you did this? Yeah. Even myself sometimes I'm like, whoa. Everybody has their moments, and then you turn around, you're like. You just smile, and they're like, what are you smiling at? I know you did it. You did.
I had a moment like that in church one time, and that was really embarrassing. It was more embarrassing than funny because we had a tambourine, and somebody was clapping the tambourine, and there's one of those, like a mic stand, a music stand, with the lyrics on it, and I don't know how, but somehow she had put it down, the girl next to me on the stand, and I don't know what I did. I think I went like this with the microphone, and my elbow hit the thing, and the thing rolled off the stage.
Oh, my goodness.
We just trying to, like casually still sing, and that thing's rolling off
the
stage, but we're laughing and trying to sing at
the same time. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's hilarious. I've definitely had some moments in dance too, to where sound completely goes out. You still have to keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we do. You keep going. Yeah, man. You look at each other, but you keep going.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. In regard to vocal training, well, I know you mentioned this earlier. You mentioned you were self-taught in regards to vocal training.
Yep, just listening and to others, how they handle their voice, the professionals, how they're not overpowering, but they're hitting it right on the spot, because it's very important. You have to, not everybody can sing. For instance, if you hear someone on the radio, they may be in a G chord. Not everybody can sing in G, or the highest chord A. A is way up. I mean, you've got to really have that strong high voice.
Yeah.
So everybody's different. You have to, and the guys, they know, they adjust to the vocalist. If I can't hit something in A, or say, okay, let's try it in G or F or G sharp or B flat. They adjust to whatever the singer can handle as far as notes. Yeah. So it can sound right, because if you don't, it's going to sound horrible.
Yeah.
Because you got these guys in a certain chord and the singer's in a different chord, and it's just going to clash. So you just got to know how to handle your voice and just kind of work with it and listen. If you're going to play it, you have to play it right. If you're going to sing it like the way they do on the radio, you got to sing it right in the same chord.
Makes sense.
Can I get a little acapella?
Oh. I mean, that's coming from the engineer. That was
Uh-oh.
just,
Not right now, but
Okay.
sometime within this.
within the. Okay.
I was always told, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
I got some snacks in there.
I got some snacks.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Outside of, I guess, the music, what do you guys do as a band to make sure you stay, fresh and sharp? I guess what do y'all do to have fun to steal away from
To stay away from music, that's one thing that, even with the other band, the Classics, you've united that to be more than just, we see some of these bands, and they're good bands, nothing personal about it, but it's just, hey, we're there to play, we're out. I'll see you next gig, I'll see you next gig. We don't. We communicate. If somebody gets sick, we check on that. We're more. We build it to be a family.
Yeah, that's
A family who enjoys music. And it ain't nothing about, hey, I'll see you next gig or this and that. We learn to, hey, if one gets sick, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, and we also have barbecues or get-togethers.
I love some barbecue.
No music or nothing. Let's just have fun. But that doesn't happen because, hey, remember that song? Did you?
Yeah.
As a musician, your mind's always moving.
Always moving.
So you're there like, we're not talking about music. We're not going to talk about music. And by the end of the night, after a few beers, hey, we're talking about. Like Derek said, you're out there singing a song.
Yeah, that's funny.
Out there singing a song, or if you want to step away from music, and it's very hard, like I said, it's very hard for a musician, especially with us, like a barbecue, having a couple of shots, a couple of beers, because you have the radio on.
Yeah,
And
have the radio
song
on.
comes on,
music.
and you feel, and you start singing like, I thought we weren't going to do music today. Whatever. Just have fun. We're going to have fun. But yeah, you just can't take the music away from the musician. It's something. It's a little hard.
Yeah.
And that's
Same for you?
Yeah, because he's my husband, so he has the barbecue. I throw it with him. So
I guess staying in that lane, how often do you guys get together outside of music to make sure that y'all build those relationships? And
Oh man, we got together last week or the week?
Yeah, last week we got together
a week or two.
just to go eat barbecue at Railhead.
Yeah, Railhead.
We just went out there just to relax and talk, in the business section of it. It was kind of like a little meeting, but
yeah.
well, okay, we're not going to talk about, and that didn't happen again.
Yep,
That didn't happen after a few schooners. we're like, hey,
We're not talking about music. What are we doing right now?
yeah.
Remember, we were going to go on this song, and then come out on this one? Oh, yeah. Wait. We're talking about music. Yeah? All right, let's keep going.
But it's hard too because you base it on how much you play on weekends. If you have a full schedule, you have to juggle. Sometimes you play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes you play Friday and Saturday. Sometimes Saturday and Sunday, or during the one day during the week, just depending on the venue. They may say play Thursday, or Friday, or Wednesday, but we have to juggle all that around because we keep in touch after. There was one stint we played 3 months straight. Just every weekend, boom, 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 boom. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back to back. Friday night we played till 1 in the morning. Saturday we played till 2 in the morning. Sunday we played a benefit out in Grand Prairie at 4 in the afternoon. It's you just never know. You just gotta. But we do like that downtime. When we do, we like to spend it together. Our wives. Everybody's, like I said, it's family oriented. That's what we like.
Yeah.
It's not just like, hey, we'll see you next gig or we'll see you when you need me.
Yeah.
Hey, man, let's keep in touch. And we call each other and we find out somebody's sick. Man, hope you feel better. Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah.
We always check up on each other.
Yeah. I think everything that's important. And we were talking offset, you were mentioning how, a band one of the bands wanted you to partner with them, but they were more
just a little bit different.
Yeah, a little different.
A little different, but hey, everybody's different. We I don't know, me myself, I'm a very people person, and like I said, if it wasn't for the people, the bands wouldn't exist.
Yeah,
Not at all, because these people some of them are struggling, but they find a way to pay to come and see you play.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's $10, $25, $30. If they really like the music you're playing and you bring that into them, they're going to pay it.
I agree. How do y'all manage, I guess, bookings when it comes to shows? I know that may be overwhelming sometimes.
I was doing most of the booking now.
Right here.
She's starting the booking.
I started booking. I
And,
booked a lot of gigs for him.
We're in the process of looking for a
Yes.
promoter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, a
Yeah,
promoter.
It's, a little bit, it's not my thing, but because I want him to play, I want to play, but I really, for my husband, I cold call, to places and, hey, you looking for a band? And, we went out over the weekend and had a stack of cards. Here's your card, trying to promote because this is a new band.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But what's gracious is they've heard us play with other bands before, so they
Right.
know what we got, what we're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, I've never heard these guys. It's different with the different guys that we have coming aboard, but it's a different style, but it's the same people. They know how we are.
Yeah,
We're there to have fun.
yeah, exactly.
We're there to
exactly.
have fun.
Exactly. Going back to, I know y'all mentioning the camaraderie, getting together, making sure that you stay in communication with one another. Who's the chef in the band? Who's the cook in the band? Or do all y'all come together and just, I'm
He cooks most of the time.
Most of the time,
Yeah.
Hey, come on my house anytime.
Yeah,
Pork
he's
chop,
like, yeah, come on, we have got this going on.
beans, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they're the chef. Him and his wife.
Ask him how many times I called you. Come over for barbecue.
Yep.
I'll be there tonight. Oh wait, something came up.
Yep. when you have kids,
all this.
we got these little ones, and it's hard to to juggle
Yeah.
little ones, and
Yeah.
then you got older kids that are still young kids. No.
Or grandkids, like we have.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're constantly going here, going there. Of course I don't change diapers, but I'm sure. But it keeps us busy.
Yeah.
To the point where like you said, we communicate, we'll text, we'll call. But then life gets in the way sometimes. Sometimes we just gotta make 2 or 3 minutes. Say, hey, how you doing? And
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's definitely important. Yeah, keeping an open line of communication, not just strictly based on, okay, we got a show here, we got a show there. Let's link up and spend time with each other. So no, that's important. This question could be for all y'all. Give me your top 5 Mount Rushmore musicians of all time.
Of all time. Go ahead, because I got the girls.
For me again, going back, Little Joe has been my icon.
Yeah.
Granted, he stays in the genre of what he originally started with, and he plays it over and over, but it never gets old. It's always drawing that crowd,
I agree.
and it's always going back to how you said it, working your voice. These guys have been playing since they were kids, and he still has a voice as if he just started playing again, because it's how he manages it. And he can sing up there. He's got probably about an A voice. Yeah, he can hit those high notes, and they have a deal. The Hispanics call it gritos, and that's when you kind of do a little.
call.
It's a call, basically.
A holler,
Yeah.
call.
It's a little call holler, and it takes a lot to do that, and some people can hold it for minutes.
Wow.
I can do it, but I got to make sure my sinuses, whenever we play, are intact. Otherwise, if you can't do it right, I think we're doing it. Yeah. And everybody's like, "Hey, you can do it good. Why don't you do it now?" Because I don't think I can hit it tonight, but I sure do appreciate it. But it all depends. Like I said, some people, and there's a lot of singers, they suffer from allergies and stuff. So, but you got to know when it's coming, because you got to nip it in the bud, especially when you got a gig coming up.
Yeah. Who else you got in your lineup?
In my lineup,
That'll be the main guy.
I'm gonna say, just thinking back, I'm gonna say the other guy would be probably a guy named Jay Bettis. They call him the Voice, because you wouldn't believe this guy's range
Yes.
as a Tejano singer. And not only that, he sings rhythm and blues,
Oh wow.
And he sounds
all
good.
kinds of stuff. He was on top of the Tejano industry. Actually, he's right to this day. Yeah, he's the
He's still-
top go getter. Yeah,
Wow.
he is the top go getter. He's been probably in Fort Worth going already since we went and saw him probably in November, early November, October, late October, and they keep wanting to bring him back because his revenue and his voice and everybody, you know, one song you got to hear if you ever Google that or YouTube it. He sings that song, "Me and Mrs. Jones." Mm-hmm. You ought to hear the range this guy's got on that.
He does. He's got a great voice.
It's like, but yeah, his name's Jay Pettis. But yeah, if you can get on YouTube,
I'm gonna
it's
look
"Me
him
and
up.
Mrs. Jones."
I love music.
It's mellow too, where he hits it. And it's nice.
Okay. Miss
Me,
Nicole.
it's gonna be number one, Shelly Lattis. She is a girl. She's been in the industry for years. She's just recently retired. She's gonna switch over, I think, to nursing or something now. She's gonna do that, but she's still involved heavily, and she's one of the ones who helps out. She's got Shell Shock Records. She's got the label. She's got her studio, and she does help promote a lot of women.
Oh, where?
Yeah, she's like I said, it was mostly male dominated. I think she helps push out the newer generation. Oh, mostly women. So
Gotcha.
she's a good role model for me, I would think, and a good icon. And she's got a beautiful voice.
Gotcha.
Gorgeous voice. She can sing. Very talented.
Will she be the main one?
She would be the main one. She's my number one. I have others, like Stephanie Montiel. She's another one. She's got a lot of great cumbias and her flavors, different her style. She's probably about my age, and I mean she's been at it for a while and still going strong too.
That's good.
She's another big influence.
Gotcha. Mr. Derek.
Well, for me, being a drummer, it's basically been more about, the drummers.
Okay.
One of them is out of Seguin, Texas. His name is Joey Jimenez. They call him Joey Jams. And when he started with a group called Excelencia. And then he went on to play with Celinos Los Dinos. And then he went on to play with different bands, including Signal. And a lot of what he does is, I'll just say, here's my sticks, I retire, I'm done. He's awesome. I mean, then you got Alex Van Halen. He sits back there and he's just playing. He's like, dude, you're playing real light, but it's like powerful. And then you got drummers like Neil Peart. Neil Peart had everything though. He's got 3,000 toms, 4,000 cymbals, all this electronic gear, and a guy behind him that switches everything for him. To me, I really don't have like a top five.
Yeah.
Only because the way I say it is, as a musician, you're always going to be a student. Always.
I agree. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So with me, I'm always looking at different things, different styles, different drummers. But those technically would be like my top three.
Yeah.
Also, Aaron Holler. He's played with Jay Pettis. What he mentioned, with Jay Pettis for so long, and then of course he branched out to play with other bands, and now he's doing recording, at his own home for different bands, and some of these drummers just blow me away, and I'm like, okay, I got to do that.
Okay.
I got to do that.
Gotcha. Well, I gotta make this request for the engineer. If y'all up to it, it's on y'all. Since we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Okay.
Whatever y'all wanna throw out to our viewers and listeners.
Okay.
Whatever y'all wanna sing, it's on you.
Okay.
Bunyo?
No, to do something. Yeah, let's
It's got a track.
No, I'm gonna do just a real quick little snip. We'll do the Voy a buscar un rinconcito en el cielo para llevar a mi amor. Voy a buscar un rinconcito en el cielo para escondernos tú y yo. Un rinconcito en el cielo, juntos unidos los dos. Y cuando caiga la noche, te daré mi amor. little piece of that, un rinconcito.
I'm loving that, man. That was smooth. I know y'all mentioned having children. I guess number one for all y'all. How many do you have, and do they plan on following the family's footsteps and creating their own path in the music industry?
Yep, I have 3. One of them, she's 10, so she's heard me. I've had her, like I said, I sing at church.
Okay.
Since she was like, able to walk on the altar, she sings and she knows a lot of Christian songs. But I also have a 30-year-old and a 25-year-old.
Okay.
And them two have followed in the DJ aspect. So they DJ. They did a heck of a job at our wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And my brother's he's a Tejano DJ, and he's trying to teach them the ropes because they play all different kind of genres and different music. But my kids like some R&B and hip hop, rap. So we're trying to teach them everything.
Right.
But
right.
they've already followed in that footstep. They've done gigs already.
Okay. What about you?
I've got 3 children, and as I tell the story, I basically took over the lease. Because when I married my wife, she already had children. Okay. So basically, I raised them. They don't have any aspects towards music, even though I've introduced it to them, and they've been to a couple of my shows. I have 2 grandchildren. They're both girls. I just recently had the second one in September, so she just turned 4 months today. Okay. So that's how, So we got a full house.
That's good. I guess give us a backstory how y'all came up with the name Tejano Heat for the band.
I lit the house on fire.
I remember. Robert had, we were in the bedroom one day talking, and we were talking about this new band that he wanted to start and that we needed a name. And Derek had said originally Tejano Cowboys. And I said, well, if you do that, are we gonna do country? Are we gonna, how are we gonna do that? And I said, so he also, Robert likes the Longhorns. And so there was this symbol and it said cowboy up. And he said, but I would like to change that to Tejano something. And I said, well, when you see that shirt, what do you think of? And he said, heat. I said, oh, okay, because it was flames. It was a Longhorn inside. Right, there you go. It was right there.
Yes, show the brand.
Yep.
Please show the
So
brand.
that's how we came up with Tejano Heat.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. I guess how can our viewers and listeners follow you guys as far as social media?
Social media, we're on Facebook under Tejano Heat.
TikTok.
And TikTok under Tejano Heat as well.
Okay.
And those are the 2 social medias we got going on right now.
I got you.
And also, when we play live, I also post a little bit so that way I can get different angles of the So it's also TikTok, Big D, the drummer. I've also do recording for Facebook. So it's more like a community kind of thing. Even though we have our website, we all record everything.
Okay.
So you're not going to miss nothing.
You'll miss nothing.
Nope.
That's what I like.
Nope.
I love it. I guess for the group, share with us some short-term goals and long-term goals that the band wants to accomplish this year and moving forward.
Moving forward, the short-term goals, get more gigs, of course, and play more festivals. Again, we give and take a little. We don't mind paying fundraisers because without the good Lord, we wouldn't have been blessed with all these talented musicians. So we owe it to God to have us, because not everybody has that talent to go out there and play. So, just going to play big venues. We're going to the studio to record a CD and get out there, and we're in the works. My wife's from Michigan. She's already talked to someone. We'll be hopefully in Michigan in September.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So to travel, do some traveling. We don't want to be the local band that plays the same venues over and over.
Right.
We want other people to enjoy our music as well.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I made the guys clear. I said, hey, y'all willing to take that on to be able to travel? And I know people are married. I said, hey, your wives are welcome.
Yeah.
But we were going to try to expand our wings, especially foremost is to get in there in the studio and record something pretty quick.
Yeah.
And that would be something that's another goal, to record not just like music, because sometimes the same music is done recorded but differently.
Yeah.
I want new music. You know, I have somebody who I'm working with in Michigan also. He's got songs for us. So I'd like to go up there and, you know, listen to some of these songs. I want some new songs or, you know, something. This band is going to be like Robert's dream. You know, Robert's been with bands forever, for a long time, but it's mostly other people's bands. So this time it's his band.
It's his band.
And he gets to do what he wants, his rules. And, you know, I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to see this flavor coming up, and I'm hoping that long term people remember us. The way you ask us about other icons, that's kind of a long term goal.
I love it. Yeah.
Because it's not an I, it's it's us and we.
And we. Yeah.
One, I can't sing by myself. I mean, you can, but you can't sing by yourself. It takes everybody in the band to do their part.
I agree.
Everybody in their part. And then at the end of the night, it's not, hey, you sang good. I said, no, we played good.
Yeah.
But thank you. You
Yeah.
know?
I
And
agree.
it's that one deal where it's a team deal. And the rules are simple. Just nothing big. Just stay clean. Make sure you are classy. Just stay in your lane. Just be classy.
Yeah.
We have an image to uphold.
Yeah.
And we want to hold that image and hold it to where with the high standard. That we want to, you know, hey, those guys drink, those guys do this and this and that. No, I want it to be just unified, and we got to be classy for the people and have respect for everybody.
Right. Gotcha. It reminds me of, you think about, you know, MJ. I mean, he didn't do it by himself. He didn't get 6 championships by himself. He had a group of people that had a specific skill that allowed him to get those championships. So having a band, I definitely agree with that. Last question. If your band could perform live with 4 historical musicians, who would it be and why?
4 historical musicians.
I know y'all mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
I guess just piecing it together.
I actually have played with one of the icons I mentioned, with Ruben Ramos.
Oh.
I got to, we were playing in Arlington at an event for Christmas, and he came in, walked in the door, our band was playing, and one of his guys went up there and said, hey, he'd like to sing a couple of songs. I said, okay. Came up, and I was like, I introduced him, and I was like, here you go. Take the stage. He goes, where are you going? I said, I'm going to listen to you. He goes, no, I heard your voice. You need to stay up here with me and sing with me.
Wow.
So he said, you can do the backup vocals as well, right? I said, yeah. So we sang 3 or 4 songs, and at the end of the night, he was shaking my hand. He said, stick with this. That's all I can tell you.
Wow. Mr. Cole, Derek,
I would say if you want to talk about historical musicians, the one musician I would probably want to play a couple songs with would be the late Eddie Van Halen. Eddie just had a way of making that guitar light up and just fly. When I would hear him play, I would also hear God in my ear. He goes, you know what? That's me, because I gave him that, and I'm talking to you through that guitar.
Wow.
That's me.
It's heavy.
You know, without me, nothing would happen. I said, God, I get it. God, I get it. Sometimes you even see crime just to see him just playing.
Wow.
I could feel it. You know, just like it pierces your soul. So yeah, if I had an opportunity, I'd have to at least play Panama or something with him, because
Wow.
Mine would be Sheila E.
Sheila E.
Yes.
You got the engineer over there.
I mean, since I was little, you know, listening to her, and I mean, she really is famous for a reason. You know, she's a girl. She's also Latina. You know, she does the bongos. She learned by herself. That is amazing, and she did it watching in the mirror, and so she does it backwards actually. But it's so cool. So that would be one. That'd be my main right there.
I got you. Wow, this has been good. Any closing remarks for our viewers and listeners before we put a wrap on this?
Just follow us. Sahano Heat.
Sahano Heat.
It's coming to a venue near you quick, and you'll enjoy it. And hope to see you guys. And God bless everybody out there. And
don't be strangers, because we're not stuck up. We'll shake the hand. We'll even give you a hug and a kiss.
So we hope to see you guys soon.
Yes, well, this has been Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. And today, I have definitely been around some extraordinary people. I've had some great talking on today, so today was definitely good.
Y'all follow us, man, at Forest Hill Public Library. Come be a part of what we're doing. 6962 Forest Hill Drive in the beautiful city of Forest Hill, Texas. Y'all go follow TEJANO HEAT BAND. This is Willie Beeman signing off. Peace.